I can promise you one thing. We're going to bottom out exactly this month.
Your money's always depreciating over time.
There wasn't a single day where you wanted to quit.
You open that Instagram. Coach. How long you been doing this, buddy? 3 weeks.
I'm looking at realtors that I know, like in Toronto, and I'm like, bro, I destroyed these guys. Welcome to Success After Dark podcast. We're in beautiful Mexico, man. We got a special guest, Vlad, brother. What's up? You're looking good with the Mexican vibes, brother.
Thank you, brother.
Who we got on the pod today?
Oh, we met this guy before.
Yeah?
Yeah. Anthony, welcome to Mexico, Riviera Maya 5-star resort, Grand Paraiso.
Let's go.
The Bureau Star, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Palm trees, some sun, a little bit of rain, but
it's cool. So Naps, first of all, bro, welcome on the podcast. We're gonna have some chit chatting today. I mean, typically, bro, we talk about success stories and we talk about this. Let's I'll get Anthony quickly before we get into the. I want to talk about Trump today, but I think we should kind of go into who Anthony is and kind of how he's raised, and I feel like the success they've had, just a small part of it. So we can kind of move on to the spicy stuff.
I feel like a lot of people see Anthony now and aren't familiar with the come up in the background and how everything kind of evolved into what we see today.
I agree.
The verified guy with a 123
it's
country
Anthony.
business,
international
mentor.
When I joined, he had a website. He had a website called Take More Naps.
TakeMoreNaps.com.
I'll never forget. Like, this guy's a sicko, bro.
Anthony's grown up even like since I joined. I remember he had the big earrings. The cash money.
But the cash money was like 2017, 18 days. That was early days, bro. Yeah. How much were you making then?
A lot.
Is that when you first got money?
I was probably like what?
No, you.
20. I was 20. If we're talking like 2016, I was probably like 21.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. When it was like your first hit of like real money.
Big money.
19, I started making the 6-figure income.
Not bad.
That's not big money in the world, right? But from 18 having nothing, never even having a job, to then 19 making 6 figures, and then 21, 22 being a millionaire. That's
crazy.
Happens pretty quick.
Yeah. So do you think you were the same guy before money?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I really do. Yeah, I don't think.
What do you think changed? Like,
not just more options, just more options.
Huh?
More things that you can do. You never have to think about. Hey, if I want to go here to this country today, I don't have to look at my bank account. I just go.
Book the flight.
Yeah. So I think that's what changed. But me as a person, I don't really think I changed much.
No.
Still the same stuff.
So, for the audience, give them your background story. Give them a couple minutes of who you are, how you evolved, and now you're running an 8-9 figure online business.
Yeah,
how did that
it
all
would
start?
be 9 figure. If mine is 8, his is 9 for sure, sales wise.
Pesos or U.S. dollars?
Dollars.
U.S.
You just gotta confirm. We're out of the country.
I agree. Fucking Mexican pesos is a trillionaire. His net worth is the same as Elon Musk, bro.
Yeah, I'll take you back. 18 years old.
Yeah.
I was a full-time college student athlete, going to school for baseball, really.
Yeah.
That was my passion. That was my life. In high school, 2-sport athlete, baseball and basketball.
Yeah.
And after high school, I was like, hey, let's go to college and hopefully get drafted and become a pro.
Yeah.
That was my mentality. I wasn't going to school to be a doctor or a lawyer or something like that,
I just
wanted to excel my baseball career. Always did good in school.
Yeah.
Never bad grades. Always a good student. And, at that time, I had that dream and that passion. And randomly, I met a person on the college campus, became friends with the guy. We're just hanging out, going to parties, doing different things. And, he's like, hey, man, I think you'd be pretty good at what I'm doing. Literally, that was the conversation. And I was like, what do you got going on? He's like, bro, swing by tonight. I'll show you. We'll sit down. I'll go over everything with you. And he introduced me to network marketing. And never heard of it. didn't understand any of it. I was like, do I have to take this product and go door to door and just like I had no idea how it worked. I didn't understand the concept. It was baffling. I never heard of network marketing. That was the first exposure, 18 years old. I never heard of it, didn't know any of the companies, knew nothing about it, right?
Crazy.
And he basically said, hey, I'm doing this with it. I'm already making this much a month with it. And he showed me everything. He just had a brand new BMW. I was like, all right.
Was he like a 6-figure earner type of deal?
Right,
like
right around a 6-figure earner,
okay,
yeah. And he was young guy, you know, like college student. Like,
yeah.
I was like, okay, even if this is like a part-time little hustle thing while I'm in college,
why
have
not?
some extra money while I'm playing sports, like, why not? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, if you teach me, I'm doing it. So literally the day after I heard about it, I got started like that quick. And
That's
then
crazy.
basically within 6 months of meeting him, I started making a full-time income. So not rich, but making a full-time income, you know, the average American income. And then within 12 months, I was already making $100,000 a year.
Shit.
Yeah, so from 18 to 19, that happened fast. But the unique thing about it was I didn't allocate 1 billion hours.
Yeah.
So I was going to school and playing sport. Like, do you understand the time? Like,
Yeah.
I didn't have much time. It wasn't like, oh, I could just wake up and do it. Like, I had very limited hours, but I was very, very good at using the time that I had in the income-producing activities to build that business.
Of course.
You know, progressing from a couple years after that, I still was in college, still was playing sports. About 1.5 years from that point, business got so big.
Yeah.
So big. Like, I was going, I'm going to South Africa for the weekend, coach. I'm going to miss, you know,
At what
class on
point in your
Friday.
business did you have to make the pivot knowing that, like, baseball is not going to be your future and you're going to be doing network marketing?
Yeah, so that's
At
kind of
what point?
that's what
That's kinda what-
I was
that's
getting
where
to
we're
right there. I was
going?
like, I started traveling and I
Yeah.
was missing school,
Yeah,
couldn't be
yeah.
there. And I'm like, well, hey, I already probably make, you know, way more than anyone that I know, or any of my family members or anything at the time. If I really put the effort into this thing, because like I said, that was minimal time.
Yeah.
If I really go all out, what can I do with this thing? And you know, I decided to do that. I left school. Not saying you should leave school, nothing like that at all. But for me, I was there more so for sports. I didn't see myself working for someone else. I always felt like I would be a business owner, right?
Yeah.
And even coming at a point with no money, I still had that mindset of like owning a business, leveraging other people's efforts. That's what the wealthy people in our world do. And I just went all in. I really went all in. And now looking back, it's been like 10 years. So I'm 28 now. I just turned
Crazy.
28 a couple weeks ago. So
A decade, brother.
decade in it. And it was crazy. It actually hasn't even hit me. Like, I didn't realize I've been in it. Like, I knew I was been in a decade, but I didn't think about, like, how long is a decade, right? And we were at that event a couple weeks ago in Atlanta. You guys were all there. Yeah. And a girl said, hey, can I ask you a few questions, like a quick interview? And I'm like, sure. Some girl from the crowd.
Yeah.
Nice
yeah,
girl.
yeah.
I was like, oh, sure, I'll do a quick little thing for you. So she pulls me over to the side and she takes out her phone and just basically starts asking questions. And she goes, first question, this is the first one. Hey, we have Anthony Napolitano here. He's been involved in this industry for a decade, 10 years. So that basically means he started in network marketing when I was 10 years old. And I'm like, holy
shit.
I was
bro.
like, she's like, that's 20 years old, right? I'm like, what? She was 10 years old when I got started in this thing? This is wild. So, like, just to, it's been a while. But the time went really fast, man. Yeah. I'm telling you guys, like, the process when you're in it every day, traveling the world. I think I've traveled to almost 60 countries now for this business alone.
Crazy.
Yeah, 60 countries, translators, events. Like, it's been a hell of an experience.
Yeah.
One thing I value is the relationships.
Yeah.
Like, all of us, we've became friends through this business. I think basically my business partners are like family today.
Yeah.
Like, these are the people I talk to on a daily basis. These are the people I'm around. And I think that's also great for your success because you get around people that want more, right? You hang out with 5 losers, you're going to be the 6th.
Yeah, absolutely.
You hang out 5 winners, you're going to be a winner. That's how life is. Your law of association is very, very important. It could go one way or the other, right? Very, very quickly. So, yeah, it's been a blessing, but I've enjoyed it.
I love that, man.
I got a couple questions for you. Because you're talking about how you hit a 6-figure income in the first 12 months in network marketing.
Yeah.
But we know that's an anomaly.
Yeah, anomaly,
A statistic anomaly, so it doesn't happen often.
Yep.
So what would be your secrets to the success in that sense, where you hit that 6-figure mark sooner than others would typically in a profession?
Yes.
And what would be the tips to succeed, and then what's the do's and don'ts of the business?
So I would say I wasn't skilled in the beginning, but my ambition level was like 1 billion times higher than the average person. Like, you couldn't tell me no. Like I was gonna figure it out one way or the other.
Yeah.
Like I could fail a million times and it wouldn't stop me from trying. Like some people shoot the basketball one time, they miss it, and they're like, I suck at basketball. I'd sit there for an hour and shoot 1,000 shots and master the craft, right? Like that's the type of person I am when it comes to anything. So just because you say I can't do it doesn't mean I'm gonna stop doing it.
It probably fuel you even more.
Yeah, fuel you even more.
You had some chips on your shoulder.
Oh,
back in the day?
100%. Yeah, and most people when I started, you know, you're an athlete. You don't know anything about business. Like, come on, what are you doing here, right? Even, you know, friends, family, they didn't understand. Not saying like my family was so negative, but they're like, yeah, you're gonna have to put in a lot of work. I don't know if you're prepared to do that. Like,
Were your family business owners?
no,
No. So you're basically the first one.
yeah,
So your parents are employees.
yeah. My dad was a retired firefighter.
I
My mom's
see.
a realtor.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So you didn't technically come from a lot of wealth,
Middle class.
middle class,
Yeah,
right?
middle, upper middle, like
Yeah,
Yeah.
upper middle,
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
And they always lived in Florida, or
Yeah, they moved to Florida when they were in their
Okay.
teens.
I got a serious question for you because right now, for those of you guys who don't know, Anthony's involved in the same company Rakan and I are part of. One of the top earner. I would
the number
we
one
could say
earner.
that number one earner.
The company.
Yeah. But this is not your first company.
Mm-hmm.
This
Yeah.
would be technically your second company.
Okay.
So
Is this second or third?
Technically, it's
Technically
third.
third.
Technically third.
Speaking
Technically.
technically.
because you've been part
Well,
of
the other ones, it's not. It
It's
wasn't his
kinda like-
choice.
it wasn't my
just-
choice, but yeah,
you've been part of the platform we're part of now, the part of this company for what, 8 years?
going on 9.
Going
on
So
nine.
I really only in another platform for about a year and a half.
Yeah.
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 So it wasn't much time.
And then
it
they
changed.
just. I think the owners kind of just like it's like okay.
they took products retail, business model moved. It was a
Right.
It was an interesting.
So
situation.
was it your decision? Like, what?
No,
what
I didn't control.
He
the
had to.
decisions.
He
It
had to move.
The company.
Yeah.
The
decided to
business.
change
The
model.
business of. They said
Yeah.
network marketing is not. We're just gonna put these retail.
They
Retail
took
products.
network marketing business model.
Yeah.
out.
Yeah,
So
they just
everybody,
took products retail,
everybody, good luck.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for your time.
Yeah.
So you would have stayed there if it weren't.
Yeah, I'm very committed. The
Yeah.
only reason I left the first company was I just wasn't in love with the product.
Yeah.
It was a health and wellness product.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
not saying it wasn't a great product. It's a great product,
Yeah.
right? But for me, it wasn't something that excited me. Even though I can make money selling it and building like I like to do things that I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
And when I started making money at such a young age, I wanted to learn how to invest that money.
Mm-hmm.
And I started looking into real estate and the financial markets. Those were two like that I highlighted, right?
Mhm.
And the company that we're a part of today, of course, is in the financial markets. So
Yeah.
I saw the platform, and I actually joined the platform initially the first couple months, not like all out building the business. It was more so, let's see how this works. I want to understand the equities market.
Mhm.
We were trading options and stuff at the time, and I was like, okay, like this is kind of what I want to learn to do anyways.
Yeah.
And it kind of just went hand in hand, and I was like, okay, I could build a business with it as well.
I see.
Yeah.
That's
So-
smart.
So for people watching, why would it be so important right now? There's so much noise going on in the world,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to the finance and
Oh, there's so much
banks.
noise, man, with the banks happening and
I like how you went from health and wellness into more financial education because our platform deals with financial education, lifestyle, and all that sense. Why would it be important to get financially literate in today's world?
Yeah, because as a society, that's probably the biggest problem on the entire planet.
I agree.
Financial literacy.
Money.
The only things that people in power care about is power and money. And if you ever watch the news, right, you turn on the news, and it's
Mhm.
always about everything else besides power and money, because they want to distract you from the main causes. That's how the world is set up. So like you turn on the news, it's all negative, this, trying to turn races against each other. Oh, racism's always a thing the news loves to throw out.
Yeah,
there.
of
They're trying to make
course.
people not like each other and distract them from the real problem that they're all getting screwed, but they don't understand that.
Huh.
That's the
That's a
mentality
good
of
one.
the world.
That's
So
a
the
good
whole
one.
world is set up like that, and if you understand how to play the game,
Yeah.
you could win the game. But if you don't understand the game, you're losing. You can't win.
So you're in love with crypto.
Crypto, stocks, real estate, all of it. I love finance. I love money.
Yeah, but I feel like you've dived a little bit more deeper
I'm
into
deep
crypto.
into crypto. Yeah, for sure.
What do you think the future of crypto is?
Yeah,
Let's
so
talk about. So we've been, because remember you told me literally the exact month where it's gonna bottom out.
yeah,
And you know what's funny, bro? I'll tell you a quick story. I was in the Middle East and I was sitting down with this, with this business guy, and I was acting like I'm the expert, right? Although I just listened to Anthony. I'm like, listen, bro, I can promise you one thing: we're gonna bottom out exactly this month.
This is November
And I didn't even,
2022.
and I completely forgot about
Yeah.
it. So in November, he messages me. He's like, "Yo, you are a motherfucker. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you." Yeah, that's my own knowledge, brother. Although Anthony told me.
yeah. So with crypto, it's like everything else in the world. A
Yeah.
lot of things history doesn't repeat itself exactly, but it typically rhymes pretty well. Right?
Yeah,
That's how the
yeah.
world is. If you look at the equities market, the world cycles, the economy, like things repeat themselves. In crypto, it's funny, created on an election year. Think about this.
2008.
Yeah, so think about how all this works. Election year is typically a great year for financial markets because if you don't have a good year, you're not getting reelected. So that's a big thing, right?
Yeah.
So that's in play. Bitcoin set up with a 4-year cycle where the supply gets cut in half every 4 years on the daily production of it. Of course, max supply 21 million, but new Bitcoin come into the world each and every day. And right now, there's currently 900 Bitcoin that come into the world daily.
Okay.
And
mining's what?
Yes,
like,
mining.
Yeah.
So it's basically running supercomputers that help validate transactions on the blockchain. Used to be a retail game where you could just hit a little button on your regular computer.
Crazy.
But now it's a big business, right? A multi-billion-dollar business. But that supply shock happens every 4 years.
Yeah.
So coming up next March, it goes from 900 a day to 450 a day.
Oh, okay.
And guess what happens? That's a supply crunch because there's less
Yeah.
Bitcoin ever coming into the world.
Yeah.
And you're getting closer and closer to that 21 million number. Okay? And Bitcoin specifically is the only asset in the world that we know the exact amount.
Okay.
Okay, like gold and silver, we kind of look at those commodities as limited supply, right?
Of course.
But we truly don't know.
Yeah, we should know the actual
like
numbers.
people like Elon and stuff say, "Oh, we're gonna go to space and find a bunch of gold."
Yeah,
You don't know,
sure.
right?
Yeah.
Like you don't know. They've always been like a store value, and that's kind of what Bitcoin is. It's just a new form of a store value, in my opinion. But you actually have that finite number, that exact number that you know. And that's unique because when it comes to centralized currencies, fiat currencies like the dollar, the euro, the pound, the peso, the yen, whatever the case may be, we know they just print.
Yeah.
So your money's always depreciating over time. And historically, the U.S. dollar depreciates 4 to 5%.
Every year?
People could argue exactly, but 4 to 5% over the last 50 years.
Okay.
So let's just say, 100 grand in the bank this year is worth 95 next year.
Crazy.
You lost 5 grand doing nothing.
Like 5Gs.
That's how it works. So one thing that you'll always remember, you'll remember this one. Your dollar is the most valuable to spend the day you get paid.
Nice.
So literally, the day you get paid from your job, that is the most value your dollar will ever have.
That's crazy.
Isn't that kind of crazy?
So, Anthony, you said something, bro, and then you didn't finish on it.
Okay.
You said it's weird that Bitcoin was created on an election year.
Yeah, very interesting.
So
right?
do you think, and this, I don't know what we're going to talk about.
Conspiracy theories
Some
here.
conspiracy
Here we go,
theories,
here we go.
but, for my simple mind to understand, do you think the government has any hand in Bitcoin?
Well, I do know that China and the U.S. both own a bunch of Bitcoin.
Well, because recently I heard that the biggest holder of Bitcoin in the world is the United States of America. Because I think somebody stole and then they confiscated.
Yeah, they confiscate Bitcoin all the time from criminals and stuff like that. But
yeah, but they're holding it. They're not giving it away.
They haven't sold, no, right?
Yeah.
And there's also wallets that, without them doing that, they've bought it over the years. And this is the U.S. and China and even Russia today.
Are they just competing against it?
They all are just hedging their bets, right? It's like when you're
just in case.
Yeah, you're an institution, right? You're a big player. Let's say you're J.P. Morgan or something, right? You're a massive player. Why not allocate a small percentage of your portfolio to it? Because guess what? If it does become something, great. We're in this game.
We're in the game.
If it doesn't, okay, who cares? We're still one of the biggest companies in the world. If you don't do it,
okay.
And you're not in the game and that game changes the game, you're left in the dust.
Yeah.
So when you have that
so
much
you
money
might as well
Just
just
on the sidelines.
Yeah, you want to get a little percentage, no matter what. You hedge your bets. That's what good investors do, right?
Yeah.
Never put all your eggs in one basket. Diversification. This is smart practices.
I see.
That's the strategy.
So again, the future of crypto. So you're saying that even these big banks see the future of crypto.
I could touch more on it because I was just highlighting Bitcoin for a second.
Yeah.
But crypto in general, the blockchain technology is what's going to change the world. Eventually, a decade from now, 2 decades from now, Bitcoin might not be the coin. Right now, it's a coin that you want to own.
Yeah.
Right. I would say your blue chips right now in the current status of the market is Bitcoin and ETH.
Yeah,
right?
Bitcoin and ETH.
That's what you would look at, right? But that
For
can
now.
change. That
Yeah,
can
for
change,
now.
right? Like you look at the internet, right? When the internet came, and the search engine specifically.
Yeah.
You
Which one was the first one that
was
Rob
multiple
talked
ones.
about? Lycos or whatever it's called? Yeah.
Yeah, there was a few big ones
Yeah.
that were way ahead of the pack. Google was like 13th.
Yeah.
And somehow
Google just
Google
ate them
beat them
all. Yeah.
So like you don't know how business evolves, and especially when it comes to tech. Tech evolves so
So
quickly.
fast. I agree.
Like the blockchains now compared to Bitcoin's blockchain,
Nothing.
like the speed, the power, it moves so quickly. Bitcoin does have that unique thing though of that 21 million, and
Yeah.
it's got that long-term store value type of thing. It's not something you'd want to daily transact on, right? It doesn't
Yeah.
have that type of speed. But at the end of the day, I always tell people, yes, at this moment, that's where you probably want to be if you're in that industry. Of course, not financial advice,
Yeah.
but don't be surprised if things change,
Yeah.
especially in tech. Tech moves so
Tech
fast.
does.
You get a new iPhone every year, right? There you go.
Anthony gives the best non-financial financial advice.
The best, baby.
always makes you rich for some reason.
Not financial advice.
Not financial advice.
Not financial
Yeah.
advice.
Talk to a licensed professional.
Is there a license
You know what's funny?
about crypto?
This guy makes more money than licensed professionals do.
Not many institutions have people in crypto, but there are starting. Yeah, they're starting.
Some licensed professionals make like $90K a year trying to
Good
teach
for
you
them.
about getting rich.
Nice.
Crazy.
Thank you for your time.
Not saying you can't get rich. Making $90K a year,
Guy-
it's hard to get rich.
Hey,
making $90K
guys
a year.
making 90 grand a year to manage your 500 million. That's an interesting concept
Yeah.
right
That's
there. Put that into perspective for you,
Yeah.
real quick.
That's a bad one, brother.
I was talking about because his accountant like sees everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And accountants.
My accountant does like throw a couple words in front of my mom.
Yeah, are
But you
your
want to shut up, bro? Do
Are
you
your
wanna
accountants
shut
not
up?
like amazed by like what's going on, and they're like, "Why did I do all this school for?" And then these dropouts.
That is true,
These
bro.
dropouts are making freaking millions of dollars because both you guys dropped out of school,
Yeah.
technically.
Proudly.
Right?
Proudly dropped out.
I'm actually the most educated here, and
and you make the least money
I
out
made
of us.
yes out of us three. I'll be the first one to say it. I'm a professional engineer. You know, the American dream job, and yeah, these dropouts are fucking killing it. But yeah, but here I am, man. Law of association. You know.
Yeah, I think in today's world, to touch on what you're saying, I think in today's world, you have to have skill sets that can produce income, right?
Yeah.
And of course, there's certain skill sets that have been around a long time that
Yeah.
can bring a stable income to a family. But the world changes fast,
Quick, man.
and you have to be on the cutting edge of things.
Absolutely. We're on the cutting edge of things.
Yeah, very
Like
cutting
people
edge.
look at us like I try to ask my friends from outside, what do you guys think I do for a living?
Yeah.
It's like, boy, you're into like the new stuff. Like I keep getting that you're into the new stuff,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I didn't think like that when I first joined, but I'm like, yo, this is like a big industry, and I wasn't really like so much into network marketing like that, but it was the financial space that got me in.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, oh, this
Yeah.
this can be an industry I can be in. I'm not the greatest with numbers. I'm not. But when I like something, I understand it, and when I understand it, I excel in it. Right?
Yeah.
So you're mixing, the sales, the marketing, and financial space, and global world. Because I see
Yeah.
a lot of companies that are financial space only
Yeah.
in the States, which is cool. There's 370 million people in the States. Not bad. But brother, I have 8 billion people under my wing. I think I have a better chance of getting rich.
I remember early on when I
Yeah.
got involved in this business. This is probably maybe 8 years ago. So
Okay.
like maybe a year in or something, right?
Yeah.
I'm doing an event, and it was in Vegas.
Yeah.
And I was like one of the guest speakers at the event, and Robert Kiyosaki was another guest speaker at that
Uncle
event, right?
Rob.
And he gets up there, and his famous 4-quadrant, right?
Yeah.
He draws it out.
Yeah. Whatever.
Like, and then I'm sitting there, and he's breaking down, big business and investing. That side of the
Yeah,
quadrant,
the
right?
5%.
Yeah. And I'm like, holy cow. What I'm doing is doing both
It's both.
simultaneously.
Yo.
That's what I was sitting there. And this is like 8 years ago. And I'm sitting there in the room, and he's like, and he's stressing about building a business, creating income. And I'm
And
like, wow, I'm building
investing.
residual income, and I'm investing
And investing at the
simultaneously.
same time.
And I was like, wow, this is powerful stuff. We're
Yes,
on
bro.
we're on to something really, really big.
And it got big, man.
Yeah.
It got big.
Let me
bro.
ask you a question. I know you had the belief early on, but in 10 years of doing network marketing,
Yeah.
there wasn't a single day where you wanted to quit.
Not, I'll be honest with you, not really. Like
Oh, crazy.
I'm not
That's
like
crazy.
like people are very emotional when it comes to
Yes.
business, and life just in general, right?
Yes.
I agree.
Humans, we're just emotional creatures.
Yeah.
I'm a very logical thinker, like very logical. Like Rakan could have a major problem today. You could have a major. We could talk about the problem, and I'm
Yeah.
not going to tell you to freak out. Like I'll give you a logical explanation to what we should do with the problem. Like
I agree.
I'm thinking steps ahead.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking like we fix this because of this and that. It's going to do this and this is like, you thinking like a Trump or an Elon.
Yeah.
those kind of guys, right?
Yeah.
I'm
Solution focused.
solution focused, but like also like
They're thinking really ahead.
I'm
bro.
playing chess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm setting you up for the next move.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like your
yeah,
brain's
yeah.
not even wrapped your head around the next move, but I already know the next move.
Yeah.
That's the
Because
mentality.
we see a lot of times people get involved in business, whether it's like a traditional business or a network marketing business, and they have one customer quit on them.
Yeah.
And then they take
they
a
got
week
upset,
off.
bro.
Oh,
They take 3
yeah.
weeks
3
off.
weeks
They,
off.
they contemplate life. They contemplate
or
quitting.
you know what, bro? Like, I don't know if this is all men, but I feel like a lot of men, bro, like very I mean, it's somebody that is very personally developed. They don't react to certain things like other people do.
Yeah.
Like I just look at myself sometimes and I'm like, yo, like everybody's freaking out, and I'm just calm, bro.
Yeah.
Calm.
Yeah.
Like
You've been through it already.
just because you see the
Yeah.
movie multiple times,
you
like
see
yo, I
it,
know what's
yeah.
happening in the movie next. But you understand when I was new, I was freaking out. But I still, bro, when I was freaking out, I didn't make stupid decisions.
Yeah.
You know, I still like somewhat held. I'm just let me not do something stupid right now, because maybe in the future I'm gonna need this.
But
And-
some people will
and-
never understand how much violence it took to become this gentle.
Remember that
Yeah.
there was a quote, bro, that just spoke life into
So
me.
me and Anthony were talking before. His early years in network marketing were chaotic too. But it takes
I
sometimes.
mean,
it
in the
takes-
beginning,
takes
bro,
a
you
couple
have
waves
to.
to,
You have
you
to.
know.
When do you
You
think?
sort of sit at the early stages. You got to figure it out.
Yeah,
for
you
sure.
have to figure out for sure. Do you think you do anything but what we're doing right
Yeah.
now?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Do you?
If-
Okay.
If
so
network
here's-
marketing didn't exist.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
What would be your plan B?
I would own some type of business.
Okay.
Don't know what.
I
industry
know
specifically.
exactly what my
Yeah.
plan B would
I
be.
could tell you, like, I have investments in businesses
Mm-hmm.
and, have a lot of investments and different things like that.
Yeah.
But to me personally, I love working with people.
Yeah, I love
Like,
working
I
with
love, like, people say, like, oh, Anthony, you work so hard, which, of course, I work hard, right? I travel the world a
Yeah,
lot.
of
I'm on a
course.
lot of planes. I love working, right? But guess what? There's people out here, like, we're on this beautiful resort right now. And
Yeah.
since we've been sitting here, I've probably seen 30, 40 employees.
You
walk
see that?
by.
Yeah. How
And they're cutting grass, fixing hedges. Like,
yeah. They're working hard too.
they're working hard too,
But
right?
they're working hard at the wrong things.
Exactly. So hard work and having ambition is important. Like, you want to be an ambitious person, but your ambition has to be in the right vehicle to give you
Yeah.
the things you desire. And that is so important for people to understand.
Do you? I love that because, man, it going back to the plan B part. I think because we had this realtor thing recently, and bro, I'm looking at realtors that I know, like in Toronto,
Yeah.
and I'm like, bro, I'd destroy these guys.
Mhm.
I would just like they I understand, like, cause when I was buying a house, I knew what I was looking for. You know what I mean? Like I know how I need to be treated.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, let's do 1, 2, 3, and they, like, I've talked to a lot of realtors and they didn't do that for me, bro.
I could just give you an example of why you're probably so much of a better salesperson than that person is.
Yeah.
Is because you got to think about the amount of people you have conversations with and interact with a day compared
We
to
talk
them.
to so
We talk to a lot of people.
many
So
people.
and the world works in anything, right?
yeah,
You understand people, you'll understand the world.
yeah.
And that's investing, understanding what people will do, understanding their
It's true.
emotions.
When to
When
buy,
your
when to
neighbor
sell.
when your neighbor tells you in late 2024, early 2025, mid 2025, go buy Bitcoin, you sell your Bitcoin that day. Okay?
Yeah. Unless your neighbor is a multimillionaire in Anthony's community, then
Yes.
maybe you want to listen to them.
Maybe
But you're
that
talking about
person.
like the average,
But the
middle,
average
person.
The
Yeah.
thing I'm saying is you understand human psychology,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
win in life.
Yeah.
Guess what? You want to go buy the biggest tech company in the world? Great, you're not making the deal with a robot. You're making a deal with a person.
Yeah.
It's true.
That's the facts. You understand people, you understand relationships, you'll understand
That's
the world.
very true.
He's
I
not even
agree.
kidding. My dad came home one day, told me about Dogecoin. Hey, you heard about Dogecoin? I'm not even kidding. The next day, it dropped 40% in value.
Yeah.
You remember that day?
Nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That's what happened. Like,
I'm like, thanks, Dad, for timing the market for me.
Do
The
you
average
entertain
person's
these
like-
coins, Ant?
oh, I laugh at them.
Yeah, tell the audience
Yeah.
if someone is trying to get into crypto and they hear so much noise about these coins.
Because they
tell
hear
them
about all
there's
these.
good there's
Yeah.
good assets, then there's shit coins.
I've personally never bought a meme coin or just like a
Ever.
hype coin.
Like these
I-
0.00000.
I tried, and of course the only reason that is because the supply is like
Yeah,
trillions
yeah.
of these things, right? I personally, when I invest into cryptocurrency, a company, whatever, I try to look for fundamental value.
Okay.
Okay, like what are we building? What is the future of it? What could it potentially be 3 years from now, 5 years from now? I'm actually looking on real value,
Yeah.
real use case stuff.
Okay.
And crypto specifically, there are some projects that
Yeah,
are doing
there's
some
plenty.
real world
Okay,
stuff,
so
yeah.
since we're talking about that, what's your 10 top picks other than Bitcoin and ETH? because we know Bitcoin and ETH, of course. But top 10 picks based on, I guess, what the
Fundamental
technology or the
value.
fundamental
Yeah,
value is.
so if I'm
Future
looking
outlook.
if I'm looking at the top 20 right now, I don't
Yeah.
think going outside the top 20 right now until we're in a full bull market.
Top 20 in the market cap.
Market cap
Yeah.
wise, yep. And of course, in the top 20, you have like 3 or 4 stable coins too.
Yeah,
So,
of course.
But
of
the
course.
top 20, let's just say, of course, like Bitcoin, ETH, blue
Yeah,
chips, right?
yeah.
Not financial advice, but I believe if you're in crypto, probably 60% of
Should
the value
be-
of your crypto should be Bitcoin.
Should
ETH.
Bitcoin ETH.
Yeah, it could be 50-10,
Yeah.
30-30. It
Yeah.
could be 60-0 if that's how you want to go. but-
Probably if I do the calculations, I think I'm a little bit more than that. I should.
Yeah.
I'm like a 70.
Yeah, that's
70%,
not
yeah.
bad. Anything 60 plus,
Yeah.
like you're plenty good. But then you want some exposure to some coins that really can do multiples.
Of course.
Right? And if I go down that list, you probably see like Cardano,
Yeah.
Polkadot.
Cardano's what Cardano's sentimental value? Do you
Yeah,
know?
so Cardano is basically trying to be a better Ethereum.
Ah,
That's the goal.
Nice.
Vitalik and Charles worked
Yeah.
on Ethereum together.
Okay.
They built it together.
Now Charles is
and Charles
like,
created
yeah, okay.
Cardano. And then you go down that list, and that's why I say Polkadot as well, because Gavin, Charles, and Vitalik built Ethereum together.
Yeah,
Ah,
same
That's
so
thing.
now and
He's the
Polkadot
Polkadot.
is
Gavin.
Gavin.
Yeah, that's the ETH Mafia.
So he's basically
ETH
betting,
So
Mafia.
ETH Mafia.
so Ant's betting on people,
People.
basically.
You are betting on
Betting on
people,
people.
bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
I always bet on people in business. And then if you go down the list,
Yeah.
you got some stuff there like a Litecoin.
Yeah, Litecoin's good.
Been around, 11 years now.
Yeah.
Never went down one time. Charlie Lee,
Charlie
very,
Lee.
very smart guy. Created
Yeah.
some great stuff for Google, worked for Coinbase. Very,
I
very
heard he
smart
sold.
guy.
I heard he sold his Litecoin.
Yeah, he sold the top in 2017.
Yeah. Does
The reason
still,
he did
still
that-
owns Litecoin now?
It was actually probably January of 2018 because Bitcoin topped out 2017, but alts topped out.
right.
Yeah.
A little bit later.
Yeah, a month later. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he sold it purposely so he would not be, feeling like he's trying to push
incentivized?
the price.
Oh,
He's trying to
okay.
focus on the fundamental, and people got all mad about that. Oh, you have no invested in, but a lot of these guys are just trying to pump their own bags.
Yeah, of
he don't
course,
have
of
a
course,
bag
of
now,
course.
so he's now just focused fully on,
on
the
the
fundamentals,
fundamentals.
the,
Yeah.
the value of the project, and that's the longest. That's actually the longest running blockchain in the world that's never went down.
That's
Bitcoin's
crazy.
went down before, ETH has went down before, Litecoin has never went down from the day it was created.
Wow.
So that's pretty cool. Then you go down the list like Chainlink, Oracle projects.
Yeah.
Chainlink is, it brings all the data, it brings everything together and
Okay.
pretty much, price feeds, real-time data, like that's important. Like, wouldn't it be cool to, let's just say we had some champagne at the hotel over
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
and we scan the back of the champagne bottle and it tells you 3 days ago this bottle was wrapped in this place from this place and the grapes are in this and
Oh
that.
wow.
Like, wouldn't that be pretty cool if you could see
Yeah,
all that in real time?
Absolutely.
Like, that would be some really cool stuff.
I agree.
So there's a lot of value with a lot of different projects. Right now, I would probably stick to those
Yeah.
until we get into a bull market. In a bull
Okay.
market, you can make some money with some smaller projects, but there's no need to be investing in smaller projects in a bear market because you have time.
Yeah.
Because if you invest in a project right now, let's just say there is a flash crash or a black swan event. We had a black swan event in 2020. Not going to say that word on this show,
Yeah.
but it's a black swan event for the world, right?
Yeah.
People wearing these masks. You probably figured that one out, okay? Can't say the word though on
Black
the show.
Liberals, man.
Okay, but that all being said, right? We had that.
I just realized what he was talking about. Why did it
we
take
had-
me 2 minutes?
We
bro?
had that. We had that event happen,
They
right?
have, they have
what?
masks in Florida?
What? We don't do that. No,
they did it for like 10 minutes, then they're like,
no, but that event happened, right?
Yeah.
What happened to the financial markets, bro? That was a bloodbath.
Yeah.
Every Bitcoin dropped around $30-something $100,
Yeah.
3,000 plus, little over $3,000, right?
Crazy.
Like that. That's wild. And guess what? Within 2 years, in less than 24 months, Bitcoin went from 3 to 70.
yeah.
Big, bro.
Okay, and of course it retraces,
Yeah.
and it's because there's not a lot of liquidity in the market. When the money goes in, prices go up fast.
Yeah, of course.
It's a small market. Bitcoin's only like a $400 billion asset. That's small.
Yeah, that's small.
Apple alone, 2.4 trillion.
Yeah.
Bitcoin's
Crazy.
400 billion. Like that's nothing.
Nuts. And I got 2 questions for you
Yeah.
before we wrap this up. So I feel like our batteries are gonna die here on the beach. Not
I
enough,
hope.
not enough power in Mexico.
Hope not.
Hope
So,
not.
My question to you is because you've made a lot of money in your career and you're still young. You're 28 years old now.
Yeah.
And you can buy pretty much almost anything you want, really. I mean, you got the car, you got the house, you've traveled the world. Have you, because I asked Rakan this question on a previous show, have you had an I made it moment yet? And if you haven't, what do you think would be that I made it moment in your career?
I don't think I have yet. I might have, like, technically, but like I live so much in the moment that I haven't really reflected. I've just been on the consistent grind day in and day out. Like
I like that.
I haven't looked back yet. Like I'm not, like I think you look back on your career when you retire from a sport. I don't feel like I'm retiring. I feel like I'm actually in the prime. I felt like I was a rookie when I started, right? Learning the game, learning from some of the veterans in the industry. And now I'm at an all-star level. So at this point in my life, playing at an all-star level is where I'm focused on doing. When I retire, after you become, your all-star level, you become more of a has-been.
Yeah.
And you can look back at your life. That's kind of it. And that's like a sports analogy right there, right? But at the end of the day, like I'm in the moment right now, so there's not much reflecting going on. It's like
it's more milestones.
Yeah.
Milestones and
for sure. Like, there's been a lot of accomplishments for sure, but but I think that's a warm-up for what we're about to do.
Absolutely. Speaking of what we're about to do, talk about maybe the vision of the company, where you see the company going in 5 years, and then where's your career you think you're going in 5 years? So I know you're thinking always
so I'm thinking big.
5 steps ahead.
Our company, you guys know, a few years back, we became a publicly traded business.
Yeah.
That was a pretty big deal.
Yeah, very big.
We're in the process of, over the next, probably 24 months, applying for our NASDAQ listing.
Cool.
And that's a really big deal.
Yeah,
getting listed on the NASDAQ. And, our business went from, when I got involved, I think 4 employees to what it is today.
Crazy.
So I've seen the evolution and the process of it. I think in the next 5 years, we could definitely be $1 billion business.
I agree.
Of course, that takes people working hard, having good business ideas, delivering great products to the market, etc. But I feel like we have a group of people today that are very capable of doing this. When you start something, you always don't have all the right people, right?
Yeah.
And to succeed in business, you have to put people in a position to win. A lot of people try to conform someone to what they want them to do instead of what they're actually naturally gifted at. And this happens in sports as well, where, hey, I'm a coach, I have a philosophy and a system that I've been running for 20 years that was very successful for me, but now I got a new group of players and they actually don't have the skills to run that.
Yeah.
I should probably change my coaching to the talent that we have to put us in a better position to win. And that's the same thing with business. You have to put people in the right seats. Hey, this guy's a marketing guy. We're not going to have this guy doing our financial books. He's the marketing guy. Yeah. You put people in the positions that they know they can succeed in, and that's how you build a great team. And I think we have a great team today.
I agree.
Awesome.
I so agree.
Speaking about the team, now where do you see Anthony Knapp's career in 5 years?
Yeah, so for me, it's not really personal milestones. I don't really know what other milestones I could get in network marketing-wise. Yeah. I think I've pretty much, to be honest.
Do you think you'll ever get into coaching after?
No.
I don't think Anthony's.
He's not that type.
Well, hey, just remember.
You like the field too much.
Just remember this, okay? People coach that can't do it. It's like going to school, right? The teacher's teaching about finance that can't do the finance.
Or haven't done it to a certain level.
Yes, to not the level.
But let's put it.
This is how it is in our business, in our industry, right? The fact is, people that can't build train. That's the facts. Okay, if you could build, you can make a lot more money building than training.
That is true.
Okay, there's a few, of course, trainers that you're high-level guys. There's 1 out of 1,000,000, right?
Yeah.
But for the most part,
because that's what I was gonna. I'm gonna there's a couple of them that are okay, but I can count them on one hand. Actually, I can less than one hand.
Yeah, a couple fingers.
I'll tell you something. In sports, there's coaches who have some of them been in the NBA.
Yep.
And they're decent coaches.
That's
like,
different.
You look at a Phil Jackson.
That's when you're older. You've already went through the process. When you're like
and now your body, you can't play anymore.
Correct.
Right.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
This
you can't
play
play
in their
anymore.
30s teaching, bro. I'm like, what are you teaching about?
30 years old. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, you haven't even had that wisdom and that life
experience. You haven't even done business for a decade, bro, for you to like really coach on it.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Well, hey, a lot of coaches on this internet, man.
Woo. There's a lot of coaches.
You open that Instagram. Coach. How long you been doing this, buddy? 3 weeks. Like, what? Like, sell me this course. Sell me that course. Like, what?
There's a lot of coaches,
You know what they technically are? There's just a lot of salespeople.
Yeah.
That's really what 100%. It is. They all try to, like, conform of what they are. Like, oh, we're this. You're just a salesperson, bro. Not a problem.
Yeah.
The richest people in the world are in sales.
Yeah.
But the richest people in the world are marketers, not just salesmen.
Yes, they're very good at marketing.
Because in sales, bro, you can make a couple millions. Marketing, you can make billions, bro.
Oh, yeah. You create brands. You create value. Yeah. Of course. Like what you guys are doing on this podcast. You're creating value.
Yeah, absolutely.
Last question. I remember when you first got started in network marketing, you said you had a plan to retire before 30.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
What's the plan now? Because you're 28, but I don't think you're going to retire before 30.
Yeah, no, so
I think you love the game
the goal,
too much.
The goal was,
What's retirement, though?
Yeah, so
that's
exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
So the goal was to retire by 30, and the mentality at the time was to not need any money.
Okay.
To have time, financial
Yeah.
freedom, do what I want when I want. If I don't want to work the rest of my life and just hang out with my family, I can do that.
Yeah.
That was the philosophy.
Okay.
And I'm at the point where I can do that, which
Yeah.
is cool. Me personally, I'll still always be a part of what we do because I
Yeah.
love what we do. I love helping people. But I dedicated, more than a decade of my life from 18 to basically 30
Yeah.
of all out, like, you're not getting in my way of me accomplishing my goals. Where
Yeah.
a lot of people, right? I was in college at a, big university, right? Most of these kids, come from good families, and their parents tell them, hey, go enjoy the best 4 years of your life. That's what college is. Go enjoy the best 4 years of your life, and then they hate the next 40.
Yeah.
My philosophy was, at the end of the day, I am going to be a person, okay? I'm going to be a person who's going to work really hard now so I can enjoy my entire life.
Okay.
That was my philosophy. And I know people always say you only live once, you only have so much time here.
Yeah.
But most people live past 30.
Yeah.
That's the reality. If you ain't prepared to live past, I don't know. But guess what? That's a lot of years I should still have to do what I want when I want.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's
That's
crazy.
dope, man.
People only say you only live once, but most people would do the bare minimum for 40 years just to retire and still do the bare minimum after they retire.
I agree.
But you have
I
any more
agree.
questions for the
Bro.
man?
So Trump. Let's talk about Uncle Trump, man. First of all, I miss him.
Oh,
I truly do. I'm
Oh,
not
I
American.
I think the world misses him, right? Look at the financial space right now. Look at the world.
We don't want to get too political.
Yeah.
But let's get a little political.
Okay.
And, man, Trump, you think he'll be reelected?
I think he has a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he has a chance for sure. A lot of the things he said, you see it coming true. Right?
Yo, he said
Hey,
a lot of stuff,
he-
and a lot of
he
them
ex-
came
He
true.
exposed a lot of corruption, right?
Yeah.
He told you the tech companies were all against us. People like Elon coming in, buying Twitter, and releasing all the inside stuff, and people seeing
Yo,
how real
Elon
this
is a
was.
sap. So what do you actually think of Elon? You think he's like one of the
Genius.
boys?
Genius. Just
Yeah.
genius.
You think he's just one of the boys? Like he's
Genius. The funny thing is like how the world is transformed. Like Elon and Trump technically were both Democrats,
Okay.
and now they're pretty much
yeah.
both Republicans. Because the
What?
world.
Because when Trump joined,
what
he
point,
didn't
the
really
Obama days?
he didn't really like
No, before,
choose.
even
before?
probably. Well, Elon probably till then. Trump probably similar time. Like it, the Democratic Party used to be a working class party.
Okay.
It used to be like, hey, unions, people
Oh yeah,
that work
unions.
hard.
Yeah.
Like that was the party. Now the party's handouts.
Yeah.
So it's just giving
just
things
changed.
away.
More
Yeah.
socialist
So it's
now.
more socialist.
Yeah.
Yeah, it became like a work party to, hey, like a socialist society.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Republican Party is more so like the average working man now.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy how things change with time, but
it's
it changed, completely
flipped.
changed. Yeah.
Because like I noticed that the Republican states. Well, look at Florida, bro.
Yeah.
It did well. It did well. That
Yeah, Florida's doing well.
That-
Yeah, it's one of the fastest growing places in the
Florida.
US by
We call
far.
it country at this point.
Yeah,
It's not even
the-
a part of
the
America,
country of
bro.
Florida.
The country of Florida, bro.
DeSantis land.
You think he has a chance next presidency?
Not
He-
next
he-
to Trump.
No, he probably won't run against Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he'll go out the one after.
But why
Because
wouldn't he be with Trump? Like
he could be?
like
Yeah, he could be a vice president.
like a VP.
potentially.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
could
yeah.
definitely.
That's nice.
I think Trump is more open to things. So this
Yeah.
is like we're talking politics here.
Yeah.
He's DeSantis is very strong
Okay.
right on some major issues. Where maybe to the overall
It's
nationally
you're
it's
too
going to be
much.
harder to win.
Yeah, yeah,
Where
yeah.
Trump is more like, oh yeah, like broad,
wants
like,
to,
doesn't
you
get
know,
involved in
yeah,
certain
yeah.
certain things. That
What
can be up for
what is
discussion.
what is DeSantis really like right-handed on?
like abortion, certain things like
okay,
he doesn't like.
is he against it or with it?
Against
Again, he's
abortion.
against- okay,
because
he's
he's
against it.
Republicans. They're
Okay.
against
Oh,
that kind of stuff. Yeah.
okay.
Mostly,
Yeah.
right? You gotta go down the list. You're
Yeah.
gonna find some, but
Yeah, of
the
course, of
majority
course, of
the
course.
party. So like certain
They
issues,
want to make it illegal for abortion.
yeah,
Yeah.
Trump's the same way.
yes,
Yeah.
but Trump also
Yeah. Trump's
he
got a lot
Is
of
knows how to do
open
it.
Trump's
to
got a lot of
the
kids.
convo.
Yes, I'm against it, but hey,
Let's don't
people
go
can do-
crazy.
But
yeah.
he's more business. If it's good for business, maybe he'll. No, but for real.
Hey, let's open up some abortion
Like, no,
clinics.
but
Yeah.
Called Trump.
Private.
Trump abortion.
I could say, of course, DeSantis has a cleaner pack, right? Like,
Yeah.
he doesn't. Trump's been a celebrity his whole life.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
whole
yeah,
different
yeah.
animal,
It's
right?
true, true,
so
true.
he's a cleaner pack there. DeSantis is just harder right on some certain issues that maybe nationally might not play as easy.
Okay.
Where Trump is more like hand in hand. But at the end of the day, I don't, and
Here, I
he
have
definitely
another-
has a chance to win for sure because look at
Yeah.
the guy who currently won. Like, Come on, like the guy who's currently in the White House. If that guy could win, anyone could win, right? Like,
If I was talking about somebody else, I'm like, wait, who won? What? I don't know.
Hey, Rakan, if you want to run today, you might have a shot, my guy.
Fuck, bro. I'm not even American. I have a shot.
I wasn't even born here. Yeah.
Hey, we've had a few of those probably too. If you know what I mean. Hey, let's get into this.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I'll tell you something. Do you think? Do you think? Man, I forgot my question. But do you think Trump, like, he's been a celebrity his own life, and I feel like Trump, like, just has this, like, in the beginning, bro. I didn't like what, but once I got to, because, bro, when our guy won, a couple years ago, I'm just looking at it like I'm like, I wonder what this guy. Do you feel like he's just won in a bad timing? Okay, here's my. Let me reform my question. Do you think if Trump was in the White House, things would have been handled differently?
Yeah, the world would be in a different place right now. You would have no war in Ukraine 100%. That would not happen under his watch because he'd tell them, "I'll blow you off the face of the earth." And
you have a button. I have button too.
At the end of the day, the way you prevent war is by putting the fear of God into people.
Yeah,
that's it. Like, it's like a traffic light, right? Let's say there's an intersection and there's 4 stop signs.
Yeah.
They don't put the traffic light in until someone dies.
Huh.
That's how the world works. They react after something. So you show strength, and they know if you do something to us, we're going to get blown off the face of the earth.
People
don't play around.
I agree.
Strength is key in this world, especially when it comes to
Trump is strong, bro.
Strong
guy.
Strong leadership.
Just he
don't play. That's the type of leadership you need to run something at the magnitude of a country. You can't, and that's the same thing in business.
Greatest country in the world.
What? People were buying Tesla stock when the company was losing a shit ton of money every year.
That is
why? Because leadership.
Yeah.
People buy into people.
Yeah.
Leaders create the path forward.
Elon, bro. Fucking.
But
Elon.
I can tell you, both of those guys, both geniuses in my opinion. You can think what you want. People think, oh, he's an idiot. Twitter, like Trump, right? Or some things that Elon does. Like, why would he buy Twitter? Like, these guys are geniuses.
Of course, bro.
Geniuses, and they're thinking.
And they have people around them, bro. That are
legends.
Like,
yes. They're thinking 10 steps ahead. They're not living for today. They're looking 10. They're just thinking so far ahead.
Because
of you.
PPD is really projecting Twitter to be $1 trillion company.
Yeah. Because
like he's just so he's like, yo, it's gonna be $1 trillion company. Like, I don't care what anybody says, it's gonna be $1 trillion. And bro, like, he's so and PPD is not. He's not too much on certain things, but on this thing, bro, he's just so certain.
I got a prediction here for you.
Give me a prediction.
Ready? For Twitter.
Not financial advice, though.
No, it could be technically. You can't, you can't buy stock right now of it. It's a private company now. Right. Until they take it
You talk about Twitter?
Yeah, Twitter.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, because,
Because he took it private.
He took it private,
Okay. Of course, maybe in a VC funding round, maybe we get into something like that, but heck, that's besides the point. But Twitter will become one of the biggest banks in the world.
Banks?
Banks.
How?
Because they're going to create payment gateways. This was Elon's dream with X.com initially. Bitcoin was Elon's dream. If you've ever read his original creation, his first real entrepreneurship venture when he was a young man. You know X.com had that merger and became PayPal.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what Elon initially created.
Yeah,
X.com's goal was to create a peer-to-peer network that involved no governments or banks, where people can basically send money back and forth. Yeah.
How would Twitter?
They're going to implement payment gateways, so they'll become a bank. They'll also have cryptos and many things. It's going to be a payment vehicle. It's going to be like a Cash App with a social media platform all into one. Just get ready for it. This guy's thinking, man. And do you understand how much money he's going to make on these transaction fees? Give me a cut of that, right? This man's smart. And he's going to create probably products in the financial sector that have not been created yet.
That's crazy.
His goal, Elon was a finance guy. So people don't understand. Like, it was finance. Okay?
He is a finance guy.
Finance guy. So people don't understand.
He's never a tech genius.
No, it was
bro.
never about that. He was an investor finance guy. Yeah. That's what he is.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you right now, you heard it here.
You heard it here first.
You heard it on the podcast.
Over the next
That's After Dark.
2-3 years from now, you're going to see what Twitter actually does.
In 3 years from now, you're going to see a video of Anthony on a beach making this prediction with a timestamp, 2023 March.
He's going to create something with payments. I'm telling you.
I love that, bro. I love that. Well,
with all that being said, this was a
solid,
lot of
man.
value.
Solid pod.
Solid.
Let me
pod.
know, guys. You've had a lot of people on this thing. Did I do a decent job
Brother.
today for you?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Middle of the pack at least.
Yeah.
Yes,
Middle of the
it's
pack. Yeah,
somewhere
thanks. That's good.
Knowledge-wise, I think this is the
When
best
we
one
have
we've had, bro.
When we have Donald,
knowledge.
when we have
side.
Donald Trump
Yeah,
on, he might.
Yeah,
be-
when I have
might
Trump-
top me. Trump might top me.
Anthony, I'm gonna look at you in the eyes right now. There's one day I'm gonna have Trump on my podcast, bro.
I love that.
I'm just saying, man.
I would fly out to sit and just watch the damn thing.
Set
I'd enjoy
Bro.
it.
We just set
Trump
up-
would be a legend.
Yeah.
We gotta get close to Dana White first.
Yeah.
He's gonna connect us with Trump, cause I think it's hard for me to. Maybe I'll talk to his Jew son.
Yeah.
Like, yo, what's up, bro?
Yeah.
I'm
You're like 2 phone calls away
same
from Trump
same
right now.
land, brother. Not son. What's his son-in-law?
Son-in-law.
Yeah.
Son-in-law. I'm like, brother, we're from the same land. Hook me up.
You heard it here, man.
Okay, guys. Well, thank you, my brother Naps, for this amazing pod. My friends, don't forget, we're going to put Anthony's stuff somewhere on the screen. Make sure you look him up. He's verified, blue check. Now, I don't know that that's going to matter in the
what's
next
that
2
gonna
months
mean?
because it's
Yeah,
going to be
yeah.
fucking $12 a month. But for now, it's not $12 a month,
Can't
and
wait.
we brag about it. So, my friends, thank you for watching the podcast. My brother Vlad, appreciate you, brother.
Got it, man.
And let's go. Bro, the sun is out. Let's go.
Let's go have some
Please,
fun,
please,
man.
let's
Go
go
to the
see
water.
this beach,
There
brother.
we go.
All right, guys.
Peace.
Talk soon. Peace.